الحمد لله رب العالمين، وأصلي وسلم على نبينا Muhammad وعلى أهله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Celebrating the Prophet's birthday except from works by numerous people of knowledge, following the Salaf. Allama ibn al-Hajj, who died in 737 after Hijrah, said in the book Al-Makhal 2/11 to 12, clarifying the ruling of performing al-Mawlid. This is an addition to the deen and is not from the actions of the Salaf of the past. Following the Salaf takes precedence, that it is more obligatory than intending increase to the deen or by opposing that to what they were upon, because they were the greatest of the people in following the Sunnah of the Messenger of Allah وسلم, and proclaiming greatness for him and his Sunnah وسلم. The Salaf have the superiority and excellence of first to the Sunnah, and it is not related from any one of them that the Messenger suggested observing the Mawlid. We follow the Salaf, so what was permissible for them is what is permissible for us, and it is known that the following them should be in following their sources and their pathways to watering the holes. From Al-Hukmu Al-Haq fi Al-Ihtifal bi-Mawlid Sayyid Al-Khalaq by Ali Hassan Abdul Hamid, page 16. Hafid Abu al-Fadl bin Hajar al-Asqalani, who died in the year 852 AH, said in his fatwa about celebrating the Mawlid, the origin of celebrating the Mawlid is bid'ah. It has not been conveyed from anyone from the Salaf Salih of the first three generations. From Hassan al-Maqasid fi Amal al-Mawlid by Suyuti, and from Risail fi al-Hukm al-Ihtifal bil-Mawlid al-Nabawi, volume 2, page 444. As-Sakawi said in his Fatawa, celebrating the noble Mawlid has not been conveyed from anyone of the Salaf as Saleh from the first three excellent generations. That was reinvented after them. From Subul al-Huda wal-Rashad fi Sirat al-Khair al-Abad by Muhammad bin Yusuf Saleh, page 439, and from Risail fi Hukm al-Ihtifal bil-Mawlid al-Nabawi, volume 2, page 444. Not from the way of the not from the way of Arabs, as Sayyid Ali Fikri, who died in the year 1372 Hijriya, the 16th lecture of the book of Al-Muhadarat Al-Fikriya. It was not from the ways of the Arabs that they would celebrate the date of birth of anyone from amongst them, and it was not the way of the Muslims in the times that have preceded. It is mentioned in the books of history and in other books that the practice of celebrating Mawlid of the Prophet ﷺ is from innovated ways. From al-Hukm wal-Haq في احتفال بمولد سيد الخلق by Ali Hassan Abdul Hamid, page 17. The Allama Sheikh Abdul Latif bin Abdul Rahman bin Hassan bin Imam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab said, explaining the dawah of Imam Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab, Muhammad bin Abdul Wahhab said what the people were doing in that and other countries, from proclaiming the greatness of the Mawlid and the Eid celebration of Jahiliyyah, for which there was no revealed authority raising its status, and for which there was no Sharia evidence or proof, because in those celebrations and in their time and place is remembrance of the misguided Christians Eid celebrations, and it is falsehood and rejected in the Sharia of the leader of the messengers. Taken from Majur Risail wal Misail and Najdiyya, volume 4, page 440, and Durar Saniya, volume 4, page 409, and from Risail fi Hukm al-Ihtifal bi Mawlid Nabawiyya, volume 2, page 438. The best of generations and the best of people of knowledge did not celebrate the Mawlid. Sheikh Zuhair ad-Din Jafar al-Tazmandi, who died in the year 682 AH, say clarifying the ruling of Mawlid. This action was not performed by the Salafus Saleh in the early period, even though they revered the Prophet ﷺ greatly. Those who love for him was so great that if you were to gather our love for him, it will not reach the amount of love of even one of them for him, not even a fraction of it. In this is a principle which is free from a need for elaboration, and it is not in need of any form of evidence, since the Salaf were more knowledgeable and more pious, nobler and more guided. From Al-Hukm al-Haq في الاحتفال بمولد سيد الخلق بألي Hassan Abdul Hamid, page 18. The Imam Ibn Kathir al-Dimishki al-Shafi, who died in the year 774 of the Hijrah, said in his tafsir, the 12, explained the saying of Allah Ta'ala, and those who disbelieve are strong and wealthy say of those who believe, weak and poor, had it been a good thing, the weak and poor will not have preceded us thereafter, which means that the unbelievers said about those who believed in the Quran that if the Quran was good then by then they will not have preceded us for it to it, meaning by this Bilal, Ammar, Sayyid Suhaib, Khabab, and the likes, they appears from the weak, the male slaves and female slaves. That was only because they believed with regard to themselves they had a high rank with Allah and that they had concern for them, but they were mistaken, horrendously mistaken. They clearly erred, just as Allah Ta'ala said, thus we have tried some of them with others, that they might say, is it these poor believers that Allah has favored from amongst us? Which means they are amazed how these people guided and not us. That is why the disbelievers said, had it been a good thing, they, the weak and the poor, will not have preceded us there too. And as for Sunnah or Jama'ah, they say about every action and statement which is not proven from the companions that it is bid'ah. Since if it was good, they will have preceded us to it, because they did not leave anything of the qualities of good except that they hastened to it. From حلكم وهلكال في الاحتفال بمولد سيد الخلق بآل Hassan Abdul Hamid, principles of Allah according to the Sharia. The claim of those who celebrate Maulid is that they do it due to the love of the Prophet ﷺ. This is false claim, since the evidence for love is to follow and do not go beyond limits in matters, just as Allah said, say if you really love Allah then follow me. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, so stand, ask Allah to make firm and straight on this religion of Islamic monotheism, if you are commanded, and those who turn in repentance unto Allah with you, and strongest not, very He is all seer of what you do. Imam Ibn Kathir said in his tafsir 1/158, explaining the first ayah, this ayah is a ruling upon everyone who claims the love of Allah, while he is not upon the way of the Prophet, but that he is a liar in his claim unless he follows the registration of Muhammad and prophetic religion in all of his saying and actions. And it is established in the Sahih on the authority of the Messenger of Allah that he said, whoever does an action which we have not commanded, then it will be rejected. This is why Allah said, say if you really love Allah then follow me. Al-Imran, which means you achieve more than what you request to do to your love for him, which is him loving you, which is greater than the former. Also, as some of the scholars and wise people say, the issue is not whether you love him, rather the issue is whether you are loved. Al-Hasan al-Basri and others from amongst the Salaf have said, people claim that they love Allah, so Allah tried them with this ayah. So if you really love Allah, then follow me. Allah will love you and forgive you of your sins. Allah is so forgiving, most merciful. Al-Qadi Ayyad mentioned in his Shifa bi Hiyakuk al-Mustafa, know that whoever loves something, then he follows it, and he follows that which he agrees upon, otherwise he will not be truthful in his love and will be a mere claimant. So the one who is truthful in his love for the Prophet ﷺ is the one who makes those signs outwardly manifest, the first of which is taking the Messenger ﷺ as an example, implementing his sunnah, following his saying and actions, fulfilling his commands, keeping away from what he prohibited, and to follow his character in ease and hardship and in times of strength and wickedness. The proof for this is Allah Ta'ala saying, say if you really love Allah then follow me, Allah will love you. That is following what Allah just said above, his own desires, making his desires in agreement with it. Allah Ta'ala said, and they have no jealousy in their heart for that which they have been given from the booty of Bani and Nadir, and give them the ignorant preference over themselves, even though they were in need of that. Free al-hukmu from al-hukmu al-haq في الاحتفال مولد سيد الخلق. All praise belongs to Allah. May his prayers and blessing be upon our final Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, his companions, and all those who follow his guidance.